So, all right. Well, why don't we go ahead? Let's get into the 1K. So our Chaos of War is our tournament segment where we kind of cover different tournaments. Obviously, there hasn't been very many tournaments going on at all. So I thought maybe we would cover this Maryland 1K. Thought that was kind of a cool thing that we could do. I got the results up here. They had 44 people playing the 1K. Paul Heaver went 7-0-2, so he basically did 2 draws. And pretty much the other, like a couple of the other people had only a loss and a draw. But it's kind of interesting to see all of these things. I think if I refresh this, we get the deck list for them. Yeah, so there's a Gar Saxon. We're going to cover that for JJ. Palpatine Colossus with all force throw running on a Colossus somehow made it up into the top cut. And not the Telsin you thought would make it up there. A Telsin green made it. Of course, more Han Solo, Cad Bane. There was one Darth Vader that made it to the top cut, and a Sabine Wren. So kind of nothing like super crazy out here so far, other than there was a Admiral Trench Colossus that came in 15th. And I'm here for this. So like this is
man.
This is a little bit different than Alex's version of the only like we're going to just basically stop you from playing the game. But they had an execute order 66, which I give so much props to for putting that in there, because there's so many Jedis running around. Like I just wonder if that card is actually like a valuable. And it looks like basically that they lost to a Han Solo and they lost to an Anakin and won every one of their other matches. So, yeah, I thought that was neat. I thought I'd share that statistic there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
But all right, well, let's go back. We got Paul Heaver coming in first place with none other than Han Blue Force. Han 2 Blue Force. JJ, why don't you read the list off and let's talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And congrats to Paul Heaver. This is actually a ongoing deck that he's been playing for a while, actually, since set 2, if I remember correctly. And he's just been building at it. And he finally cut himself a really good list here. So we're going to have Han Solo here with 2 copies of Owen Lars, 2 Force Lightnings, 3 Force Throws, 2 copies of Yaddle. We have 1 copy of Cassian Andor, 2 copies of the new Ezra Bridger, 3 of the set 5 Grogu's, 2 copies of Merkin, got 2 copies of the Bog Creature, the 2 copies of Red 5.
Ongo Bongo. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you say it, but that's what I call it. I call it Ongo Bongo.
Pretty close, yeah. 2 copies of set 1 Yoda, 3 Chirrut Imways, 3 copies of the Interrent Warrior, 3 Ki Mundis of the new version of him. We got 2 copies of Fel the Dragon, 3 copies of the set 2 Poe Dameron, 3 copies of Anakin Skywalker, 1 copy of the new Mace Windu, 2 copies of the Hammerhead, 1 Rivals Fall, 3 set 1 Luke Skywalkers, 1 of the new Bendus, and 3 Crate Dragons. And then the sideboard, we have 2 confiscates, 1 copy of the Jedi lightsaber, 1 open fire, 1 Fel the Dragon, 1 bombing run, 2 Purgle, and 1 redemption to finish off the list. I swear he builds like I do. He's able to build a very solid list with a lot of one-offs, but hey, when they come in handy, they come in handy. But definitely a lot of great options here. It's really interesting to see a Han deck that has so many Jedi units, and that he can really take advantage using the Force Lightning and Force Throw. It really helps amplify this particular list, and he has a lot of high health units that he can use Han's ability to deploy cheaper and get him out faster and help spread that board out there. He does have a vast majority of these units are very low cost, so he can potentially play about 3 units in a turn if you really wanted to, and have a lot of options to keep the pressure onto the opponents. And then if he needs to, he has big units in Luke and the Crate Dragon to help finish off lists. It ends up getting that high or later into the game, he has those big units to help finish off the game.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. I guess the one-off Cassian is obvious. Like, so what he's doing is he's saying, hey, I'm not going to go the Cassian package that a lot of people have been running, and I'm going to say he's going to put one in there. That way he has something to resource. People can't hit it with Scanning Officer, but it gives him the ability to have that one-off that allows him to, basically that's a game closer at the end of the game for him. He was on stream a couple of different times. I do not like the one-off mace. I am a little kerfuffled by the one-off mace, and this deck has almost no space units, so I don't like. It's a little, to me, that's a little weird. There's with the lack of space units.
Yeah, having a low amount of space units does hurt. I mean, yeah, you got the Purgle, the Hammerhead, and Red 5, but that represents not even a 10th of your total deck. So it's a very low chance of you being able to pull out that particular card on the regular with your deck.
Yeah. So what that tells me is there's two things happening here. One, that force throw is just that impactful that you have the ability to kill the space units, or B, people aren't playing as many space units, and it's probably not needed as much as it used to. The one-off Bendu is a little interesting too. Like, I feel like, because he's running more than 50 cards, so that one-off Bendu is just a little bit odd to me. I probably would cut the Bendu for a second mace, personally. But
yeah, I can see that.
The Force Light, I get the Force Lightning. It's like, it's an easy discard with Marin. It allows you to discard it, and then it activates your Anakin. So he's going for the full Anakin -6/-6 package. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
which is a strategy. Like, that's the Kylo deck that I run, that we'll talk a little bit more about later tonight. I have the same thing. I run some hero cards just to activate the Anakin consistently. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I would say I'm not super sold on the Ezra's either, but I guess it is a 3 health, 3/5 body.
Yeah.
So I guess
I particularly like Ezra with this particular deck, because even if you ignore everything else, right, for his ability, using Han's ability comes in at a 3/3 for 3 costs, and that's not insignificant.
That's true.
And especially if you happen to throw in the one single copy of a lightsaber in there, and happen to put it on him, then all of a sudden you got a pretty big threat right off the bat. But yeah, he's definitely feels like a really good add-on to there. I think I would trade off like having a third Grogu for a third Ezra.
No, absolutely not, JJ. You play Grogu turn 1 for 2. It's got 2 damage on him. You now have enabled your force throw for turn 2, and you have the ability to kill or dump 2 damage for anything you play. So you can play a Keanu Moody, right? For on turn 2, use your, you can swing with Grogu, play the Keanu Moody. Turn 3, you have 4 damage that you can start. You can pick where you want to start passing it around. Grogu is immense. This deck is a million times better because of Grogu.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Grogu is a must in this. You would never cut that Grogu. You would never cut unless you just didn't own them. So that he would never. I couldn't like. It's important. I think it's key. Keanu Mundi is in this deck. So
key is a key.
Yes, key is definitely a key. I mean, because it's like free card draw. He's got so many. Basically, the only ones that he had, like, okay, so the creature, red 5. Ezra works too, and Owen and Cassian are really the only early turn plays that don't give him like the force. And once you get the force, you can just play key. So like you could put Grogu on the table, swing with Grogu if you don't want to kill something, and then play key for 3, and then draw 2 cards. And now your hand's flush. Like you just flush. Now you have force throw material. And that's why this deck is stupid, because it gives you the ability to like force throw things out of your own hand versus your opponent. Which the Bendu, that's where the Bendu makes sense too, right? Because it's an 8 cost if you don't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
You could just dump it and kill something with it, So
that's pretty nice.
So, I also the only thing I would say, I don't see a point in the one-off Jedi lightsaber in the sideboard. I think that's silly. I enjoy the confiscates. I would add a second open fire, or I would add a third bombing run in there.
Yeah.
Like,
you think the bombing run is there just for Vader?
Vader and like any go wide deck. Yeah. So Vader, Han 5 or Han 4 or whatever.
Yeah, the mirror match on, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, no, you don't need it. That's why it's not main deck. But yeah, like it's there to kill. Like, it's specifically like, oh, hey, Vader, you want. That's kind of what the confiscates are there for too. The confiscates are there for pilot decks and for Vader, right? Because Vader's the biggest like set for pilot deck. That's a threat. It also could be bombing run, and confiscate can also be for Poe decks too.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, let's move on to the next list. We have a Gar Yellow with quite a few of the new cards from set 5 in here. It's got Sheehan Flurry, which is crazy. JJ, what is this new Gar Yellow list?
Yeah, it's definitely a nice upgrade from the traditional Gar Saxons that we've seen. So we're going to start off with Greedo. We got 3 copies of it. We got 3 copies of Sheehan Flurry, 3 copies of the Hot Shot Blaster, 3 Snapshot Reflexes, 3 copies of Director Krennic, 3 Inferno 4s, got 3 copies of the Secretive Sage, 3 Star Hoppers. You got 2 copies of Breaking In, 2 No Good For Me Deads, 3 copies of Surprise Strike, 3 Lurking Time Phantoms, 3 Shin Hati, 1 Waylay, 3 copies of Iden Versio, 3 copies of Lon Pike, 3 Shuttles, and 3 Darth Vaders, the new set 5 one. And then in the sideboard, we got 3 Bazines, 1 additional No Good To Me Deads, 1 additional Waylay, 2 copies of Boba Fett, and 3 Change Your Hearts to round off the list. Definitely a really nice list. You do have some high end at the end to help close the game with like Darth Vader, but for the majority of this particular list, it's pretty low to the ground. The majority of your costs are going to be 3 cost units or less, so you can put out multiple units early on, and on top of that, you have enough gear that you can help upgrade those units really, really well. Particularly the combo that I like is the Lurking TIE Phantom with Iden Versio. You put Iden on the Lurking TIE Phantom. Now it is a 5/5 that has that raid and has a shield on top of that. So it becomes extra hard for you to take out that unit unless you like waylay it away somehow. And it deals a lot of damage right off the bat. And that's a very big unit that can come out early on in the game that if your opponent's not ready for it, it's going to be super hard for you to take care of. And this plays very fast, very aggressive with all the low cost units. So you're able to play probably 2 units a turn once you get into the later rounds. And if your opponent's not ready or can slow this down, it's going to be very hard for them to keep that under control. I like the update for this particular Gar Saxon. It's really good.
Yeah, I think the neat thing here is that Sheehan Flurry with Shin Hati, right? Like, obviously it's good with Vader too. But, the Sheehan Flurry with Shin Hati, because she's hidden, she doesn't lose her hidden tech. So she can you can ambush her in and kill something, right? And even if she pops her shield, it's inconsequential because she's hidden. So you still can't attack her back. So she might lose her shield, but she's still going to sit there, right? And she does that 5 damage because she has the shield. So she essentially kind of, like, if the unit only has 2 power, when she attacks in, it does 0 damage, right? And so she could keep her shield, but most of the time she's probably not doing that. But either which way, like, she could kill things with 5 health. So if they don't have the force, it can like kill a turret, and with just losing a shield, then you can't kill her back. So she just sits there for the next turn.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there's not a covering the wing in here. I think covering the wing would be a really good option in here, because then you could shield up that Lurking TIE Phantom multiple different ways. But I saw him play on stream today, and I believe he also used the shuttle to give the TIE Phantom the shield. The shield, yeah, which is hilarious.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
Yeah, and then
that shuttle's really, really handy. I've actually had that in my Gar's deck for the last the last session, and that ability to transfer the shield to like an attacking unit is super nice, and putting it on a TIE Phantom is really great. I like it.
Yeah, and like you said, the Iden on that Phantom just like is icing on the cake. That's actually, it was hilarious because that's what he used to, like, when the match I watched him play, like to kill, just to go to base. Like he just puts Iden on there and then can surprise strike, and now it's 10 to base, and you're just, nobody knows what to do. So, all right, well, let's move on to the next list. We have a Palpatine Colossus, which I don't know. That feels crazy to me, right? With all the force throw, discard stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. So this one's got 3 Timely, 3 Piat, 2 Dr. Pershing, 3 Night Sister, 3 of the regional governors, 2 Out of Aspect Spark of Hopes, 3 Super Laser Techs, 1 Tech, 2 Merciless Contests, 3 Powers, 3 Resupplies, 2 Takedowns, 3 No Glories, 3 Anakin, 2 Vader, but not the Green Vader, 2 Palpatine's Return, 3 Maul, 3 of the what is it? The Reinforcement Walkers.
Reinforcement Walker.
Yep. 3 Super Laser Blasts, 1 Avenger, and then the sideboard is 3 Eager Scouts, 2 Confiscates, 3 Fells, and 2 more Avengers. This top end seems very weird. This doesn't feel like a super control-y Palp, I guess, but I kind of is. This feels more like that red version. The regional governors must be there for the force throws, though I just don't know how long they live, right? Like, I guess you put it down and you can hold force throw off for 2 turns if you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely seen that Spark of Hope on there, out of aspect, and a Palp deck. That's definitely very unique. I haven't seen that before. But I guess it really plays into the ramp, right? Like, this is a super ramp deck.
Yeah, it just allows you to, like, yeah. So like, or if you play a tech because you need to do something and they kill your tech, you can just put your tech back in the row. Like, that works out very well, as well. Or maybe it has something to do with, maybe it's not even for the tech. Maybe it's for like your Anakins or your Vaders or your Mauls or something. So you can just dump them back in there. And I will say, like using the Timely, I don't think Timely's that hard to get off with the Anakins or there you go. It works with the Anakin too. That's why it's there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now you have a card you could pitch for force throw if you need to, or you could play it to put one of your units back in row, but it's there for Anakin. And it's going so weird that Anakin is just so weird. People are really teching into it. I like the list. I think the list is missing some top end. There's no Devastators. I would just run 52 cards and have 2 Devastators in there. That's probably the only change I would make. Is that?
Yeah, I definitely would agree. I definitely would like the 2 Devastators on there. The only other thing I think I would consider is maybe having a Chimera on there as well, as an option on the sideboard, just because if you're it's a space unit and you're able to deploy those 2 extra TIE fighters, which are like nice to have for Palp to ping, especially since it's right before the turn that you can potentially drop off, drop Palp and grab control something. I think that's a nice card to have in a Palp deck for this. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty solid list. It's you have a lot of ways to ramp up really quickly and control the board until you have your big units come out. So yeah,
and really, there's no way of healing in here outside of Reinforcement Walkers. So I think those Reinforcement Walkers in non-force decks are going to become popular just because they let you draw cards. So
yeah.
So, all right, I like it. It's a little bit different. And then our last one is the 4th place is a Mother Talzin, but it's not the Mother Talzin you'd expect. This is a Green Force Mother Talzin, which we have not. I don't know. We had not really heard a lot of people talk about. This list is. I don't know. I like this list actually quite a bit. I actually almost like this list more than I like the red one, personally.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So this one is 3 Timelies, 2 Pershings, 3 that's Karis, right? Get 3 Karises, 3 Kylos, 3 Secret Sages, 2 Mazes, 3 of the 3 of the super laser techs, 3 powers, 3 turrets, 2 Dooku's, 2 Talzin's assassin, which I just think is crazy. That's crazy to me. I would have 3 of those.
Yeah.
2 Fells, and then look, there's 2 of these Dagon masters, right? Like 3 power, 3 overwhelming barrages, 3 Vaders, 2 Eighth Brothers, 2 Rivals Fall, 3 Maul, 2 Relentless Walker or Reinforcement Walkers, and then 1 Avenger and 1 Devastator. And that's the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. But the sideboard is 2 Confiscates, 2 of the Graceful Purgle, 2 of the No Glories, 2 Pulse Return, 1 Avenger, and 1 Devastator. The changes I would make here would be I would run 2 Devastators main, and then if I wanted the Avengers, I'd put those in the sideboard, or vice versa. Like it would not be the same.
Yeah, like for me, I agree. Like I would probably start off with 2 Avengers, and then if I have to sideboard a Devastator in, then I'll do that at that point. But I would keep 2 Avengers versus doing 1 and 1.
Yeah. And it's really weird not seeing the No Glories main boarded. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess that's fine, because if you really only need them for that, there's no Shatter Points in here either. I'm a little surprised by that. Like, Shatter Points probably easy to get off in this deck. I mean, you have a ton of force. I'm not sold on those Dagon Masters. I mean, I guess they're good, right?
Yeah, I think they're good for this particular deck for sure.
And why do you think they're good, JJ?
Well, I mean, just the ability to when they come off, right? When they're played, I think they get the most effect, especially with Talzin. If you're able to get that off, that helps you set off, if the next turn either for an overwhelming barrage, or weaken enough for like a 5th brother to come out with an ambush, and then on top of that, like it just a really solid unit for 5/5s being able to attack overall, even if you're ignoring the ability of the card itself. So being able to have that unit on there, that's a really, really great target for an OB to be deployed on the following turn. I think it's absolutely great. Just helps you clear that board up there, and you're able to use that ability twice. So it's a really solid card for a Talzin deck for sure.
I guess it makes sense, because when you play it, you could search for something, like you could pull a turret out of it. I guess I could see that. I actually maybe I'm partial to the green villain, green yellow or blue green villain, but like I kind of like this better than the red one. Though I would like to see who he play or what he lost to, because I think that would be kind of important. So those are kind of the list from the 1K. I mean, we could go into more. There was like I said, there was a Cad Bane one. Like I would be interested to see some of these other lists, but I think the important piece, right, is those are kind of the top lists, and there was some unique stuff in there. So either people are just trying stuff out, or this is kind of what you're going to see at Worlds. I will tell you, the Han Blue list is 1,000,000% what you're going to see at Worlds. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
People are going to play the crap out of that stupid list. So, but anyway, so that was our 1K analysis. When we get more of them, I think maybe there'll be a tournament next week, and we could kind of go through those and talk about it. So with that being said, let's go on to our next segment. We are going to do new Legends of the Force lists.